one. Action.
Worldwide, you know how styles be felt. North, south, east, west, plus the middle belt. Let's get it. That's the city I'm from. Man, no man is the way to get cooler worldwide. You know how styles be felt. North, south, east, west, plus the middle belt. Let's get it. That's where we be at. You might
now
lose your life to
let it where it is back. I need to take blood effect. Do it tight. Just roll. Do it tight. 50 pills. Exterior pump machine, fuel station day. The radio sits on top of a petrol machine. Beside it is a wooden board with the legend in red ink, no fuel today. Two uniformed attendants, Peter and Bassey, sit beside the pumping machine. Peter, slight and youngish, holds his head in his hand, looking troubled. Bassey, short and middle-aged, casually flicks through the pages of yesterday's newspaper. Peter sighs and shakes his head repeatedly, causing Bassey to suspend his reading of the newspaper.
Peter, what is eating your sour grapes?
What do you mean?
You have been working here for the last 6 months. Every day I see you sitting, you will hold your head in your hand like this, and your face will become long as a fuel cube. What is the matter with you? Huh? I am asking you, what is eating your sour grape? It is confusing. I wanted to raise this with you privately, but it is expensive to talk on 30 naira per minute, so I decided to let the patient and see when I can talk to you. It is, the character bus is confusing for me. Not his attitude is consistent, but the language. Switches. Yes. I don't feel comfortable with it because yes. He spoke because I can't speak English.
Though I did not attend university like you, that doesn't mean I can't speak big English. Our people talk, say, what a man stands on the ground to see, a young man will climb a tree to see it. There is no problem without solution.
Once he's not literate, he's not literate. Right? He has his schools and fine, but he's widely read by the way he speaks.
Yeah.
So there are people who have not been to the forwards of any school in quotes, but their lingua and when they speak and when they talk, it makes more sense than even some people that have born. Yes. So, but even along the script, in the script, Bassey still fell back to the pidgin English. What I meant was, are you sure you heard well? Maybe it is not my Gloria, but I learned that the chief is coming to see. No wonder. I no go understand. Peter, I understand though. Abi? So all this first time that you have been doing is because of that girl, Abi? All this cry of no money and better job, so that you go fit win the girl heart. I beg, tell me another story.
What you said is, I don't quite buy it because if Bassey falls back to the English, he is speaking our Glo, our second national carrier, which is what everybody understands. But the consistency, when he switches back to Queen's English, so to speak, we should be able to spot that weakness that was in the first line.
Excuse me.
Because that first line is strong.
Nothing is black and white in this script. Everything is shades of grey.
Okay.
Everything is ambiguous to an extent, and then certain things are justified. Bassey's character is one of that. He says to himself, I don't speak English. He says that to people, but inside he doesn't really believe that. Inside he believes that he knows as much as everyone else. He reads newspapers. Even though it's an old newspaper, he'll still read it just for the hell of getting news. He likes to get information. Where he's coming from is that his children will have a better education than he does. He will then try and imbibe all that education, the things he knows, that he knows are the correct things, he will teach them, even though he himself naturally will do the wrong thing, he will teach them. So this is where the ambiguity in his character comes from. So he's not a straightforward, this is how I am. At certain stages with Peter, he would then say, okay, with Peter, I'll try and match him.
Yes.
Where it's, you know, it's more like a social comedian, where you drop your standards for some people just to make them feel comfortable. And then otherwise, when you speak with someone with higher tone, you speak the higher tone. That's his nature. That's his man for everybody. That's why at 40 something, you can still be relating to people younger than him.
And that chief be that now. No be the chief be that. And the chief be that now. We glad they expect so. That one. Nine be that. That money bag. Nine be that now. Amo. But that was supposed to. Go find out your so-called dumperitin. Yeah, for this chief.
Question, and I think it's something that a lot of girls in Nigeria generally have to deal with, you know, heart versus pocket. So that's what I can understand from it.
Yeah, it's
Sweetheart, we need to talk.
okay, go ahead, I'm listening.
Not here, somewhere else, more private.
Sir, I'm listening.
Peter, you have to understand. I'm really confused about all this as well. What are we going to do?
He's not supposed to be here.
By the way, Chief,